What's up, guys? Manager Chipotle here. Welcome to week five media spotlight. We have a special guest today, Manager Petronas, also known as Manager Tej. How are you, man?
I'm good. How about you, Pramod?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Glad to have you here.
Of course, it's an honor to be here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So obviously, you joined a few years back in FLM. You've had an up and down start so far in your career. Your rookie year, you went 4-10, but you bounced back nicely last year, making your first playoff appearance. But you were upset in the first round by me. Just throwing that out there. This year you find yourself, at 2-2. Any change in strategy going forward as you kind of as we get into the bulk of the season?
I mean, it definitely came down to how I started the season. I mean, my rookie season, of course, it was still I was managing like I think three or four leagues, so that also putting my attention towards other things. And then even I think that first year I was also abroad. So that
Right,
also, tied into it because I wasn't really watching football as much, being
right.
with the time zone and stuff. Last year, I mean, yeah, I was definitely able to pay more attention to it, so that was able to help me bounce back. But yeah, this year I definitely prioritized FLM and just made sure that I was on top of my game from the start for here. And it seems like it's been paying off so far. I mean, of course, I'm 2-2, but I definitely have a strong roster. With Najee not really doing as well. I mean, AJ really showed up, Swift showed up, so definitely looking forward to that. Got a strong roster. I mean, I'm hoping these bye weeks don't kill me, and it seems like injuries, thankfully, aren't affecting me too much right now. So hoping to keep that up and just keeping my attention on this league and trying to stay at the top, stay up on top of my division, keep Ishan under. I know Arth is kind of sitting low right now, but Ishan is definitely someone I'm looking at staying tight with, hoping he doesn't really get too much above me. And then of course our rivalry too. Definitely looking out for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, for sure. I actually I forgot that you were international your rookie year, and definitely something to note going forward, given that your dedication is definitely does not go unnoticed. Definitely you're a valuable member of the league, and yeah, looking forward to see how you're gonna do going forward, especially with Tyreek Hill, man. I mean, that man is it's gonna be a problem. I play you back to back weeks, so I'm really
I know
bracing
that
myself.
should be interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully the Dolphins, Tua keeps it up. Tua keeps passing the ball to Tyreek, handing it off to A Chain. I mean, Raheem's getting old, so I'm not sure if they're going to be giving him the ball a lot, but I mean, that
Yeah.
works in my favor, of course.
Yeah, no, speaking of A-Chain, though, that kind of brings me to my next question. So, you are known for having an eye for the under the radar players, who proved to play like dividends for you. I mean, one year you picked up Pittman, Adam Thielen, you had one who had a great year once, and then Cooper Kupp his 2021 season. I mean, that was arguably one of the best seasons we've seen from a receiver. This year, though, you quietly landed a potential breakout in Devon A-Chain, and you even had him before that breakout game. So, what's your approach in finding those type of guys?
I mean, honestly, like I personally, to be honest, like I haven't really, kept my eye out for looking for people who could bust big. I'm just, for agent specifically, it just ended up he fell into my arms with a trade with Ishan. So I mean, that definitely worked in my favor. I'm happy to have him on my roster and glad to get Josh Kelly off my team because it doesn't seem like he's gonna have a big spot too much longer. But yeah, I mean, it seems like the fantasy gods are running in my favor right now, and let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think everyone's looking forward to see how A-Chain's, I think he's probably one of the most talked about running backs. So
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
we'll see how he does going forward for you. And my last question is, you come from a pretty stacked draft class, manager A and P spinners and manager Costco. How do you when you look at those two guys, two managers, how do you measure your success with with those other two? And what are your thoughts on their rosters this year?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, with three of us in the same class, of course, we're all button heads trying to go for the same people, trying to be at the top, and there's only one spot, only one person gets a trophy at the end of the year. So yeah, I think success really just comes down to me focusing on my roster, the matchups each week, and not really, focusing on their how their performances are. I mean, of course, I keep an eye out for like how the rest of the league is doing, but definitely just focusing on myself, keep making sure that my roster is like top notch, watching out for injuries, and making sure like to try and stay at the top. And what was your second question?
No, my just what are your thoughts on the roster so far this year?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I know Curtis has been hitting a bunch of bumps in the road. Of course, ANP Spinners hasn't caught a break, but yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for him. I definitely feel like once his injuries clear up and hopefully bye weeks don't get to him, but I could definitely see him as a major threat. Costco too. I mean, can't discount anyone this early in the season either. I mean, it's only the start of week 5, so
Yeah.
yeah, I can't say anything. I mean, it's a long season, so many different things that can get in the way with even like trade talks like JT. He's running into issues with the Colts that a lot of running backs could cause you know some problems in the league long term. But yeah, hoping for both of them it works out. They're able to get back on their feet. But yeah, I'm not discounting anything from anyone this year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think definitely that kind of goes into your matchup this week. I mean, you play manager UFC who's had, some roller coaster games, so that definitely should be a fireworks matchup this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I know that this past week I definitely came back on top, going from the least efficient manager to being the most efficient manager. So definitely hoping I keep that up, making the right roster calls. And I know Aman is a big scorer despite his record, so definitely had to keep an eye out for his players. He's definitely been topping the charts in the amount of points he's been scoring. So hoping that my players are able to keep up.
Yeah, man, for sure. Best of luck to you guys this week. And that wraps it up for the week 5 media spotlight. Hope you guys enjoy and live love fantasy.